Hi Rahul. Rahul, you can start the session.
Hi, Ishan. Hello, Rupali ma'am.
Hello,
I hope.
Rahul sir. Welcome you, sir, in the session.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So we shall start the session.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Hello, students. Good afternoon. I'm Rahul Burji from IBM. So today we'll be discussing about, we'll be having a session on deep learning, NLP, and artificial intelligence, and that will be taken by Mr. Ishan Vai. So he is an artificial intelligence expert. So let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So students, so I'm let us say like why IBM is doing these programs under IBM Career Education, because as a technology giant, so why should it focus on education rather than its own technology and its business processes and everything? So why it should give enter into the field of technology, and what is exactly IBM and why we are discussing all about this? Okay, so IBM is a 110-year-old organization, and it has developed enormous things, and all the current medium enterprises and large-scale enterprises such as Amazon and Microsoft. These are customers upon ones, and Facebook, WhatsApp. All these are the customers of IBM for many years in the past, and right now in the present also. Like WhatsApp have had hosted its database in IBM Cloud, and recently it moved to Facebook because of their own servers and all. So before, Amazon also was a customer of IBM. So right now, when they are improving, they will be moving back. But IBM Cloud has grown customers over the years, and it has developed a lot many products like IRCTC. Everybody know of, like it's a ticketing app, right? We can do the reservations and everything through IRCTC. So that was developed by IBM. And if you remember ATM cards, okay, because why I said remember, right now nobody are going to ATM and doing the transactions. Everybody are using their own Paytm, Phone Pay, Google Pay, right? So I guess nobody have used ATM in the past 1 or 2 years because of the pandemic. We are not going out, so we are not going using cash because of the digitalization which has happened and took over our economy and everything. So if you see it on ATM card, a black stripe will be present. Okay, so that will contain all the information of your banking and your profile in banking and everything. So that your bank account and how much money and how it is linked to the ATM card. So how you will be withdrawing and how it will be uh, connecting towards it and everything. So that is developed by IBM. So IBM have, as you can see, more than 4,000 patents in 1 year, and more than 40,000 patents under IBM in the over the course of period. So why exactly IBM has entered into, how the transformation is happening, and why we are talking about analytics and AI and all about this, and why IBM is specifically, it is focusing on this field, because every company should focus. Why? Because as I told you, digitalization is happening. So what is digitalization? Like before, we used to record transactions or record anything on a piece of paper with a pen, right? Right now we are using computer system machines, which we can record not only a transaction, not only in some transactions or records. You can save or you can store everything. You are generating some kind of digital footprints through audio files, video files. Okay, all the sharing is being done through digitalization. And why is that? Because it is easy to maintain, and and it is easy to share, and it is not lost. We can make copies easier in an easier way. So please excuse me for a second. Okay. So the generation of data which is being done in the right now, it is enormous. It is exponential. In 2011, whatever the data was generated, if it is X, right now it is 100X. So the X is multiplying, or it is squaring by itself. So that is what exponential growth is. And tomorrow the data will be much more. So we need to go through that data. Somebody needs to do the analysis and improve their products, improve their services to the consumers or the customers. So that is what being done by all the organizations. And as a technology giant, IBM is the first company to enter into this artificial intelligence and to do all these analytics and everything. So it has created its own artificial intelligence called Ibm Watson, which is a powerful artificial intelligence, one of the powerful artificial intelligence in the world. And it has created many software. Okay, before we used to install a software by, if it is on my friend's laptop, I used to get it from a pen drive, and I used to put the pen drive into my computer, and I used to install it. Okay, whenever I reboot it again and it's gone, and again I need to download the software, or again I need to fetch the software from somebody else's computer. So right now it is not the thing. Everybody's devices are smart devices, and we are just logging in and using the software with their ID and password. So Facebook is a software, but we are not installing it anywhere. It's an application which we are using seamlessly on cloud. So any device, if you are able to log in and if you are able to use an application or a software, so that is a cloud-based software. So cloud computing has to cover the normal, traditional way of installing the software and using it. So Industry 4.0, what is this? That means in the first industry revolution, the mechanization and the water power steam and the generation of electricity, this has been a revolution. And after that, mass production of electricity, and everybody is using electricity, and cars and all technology which is related to electrical things. That is 2.0. And after that, electronic and IT systems, computers. When computers came out, the digitalization, that is all 3.0. So Industry 4.0 is the generation of data. Okay. Now the physical police is being done, but cyber policing is very required. Very much required in this generation, because the cyber crimes are increasing. So everybody, they are using data. Everybody, they are using the systems and everything. So whatever it is being done, so the amount of generation of data leads to the analyzation. Okay, so that is what we call as big data. And whatever we are doing it, automation, artificial intelligence, that means we are giving the machine to think, okay, to act on it, and to perform some particular task. So this is what we are doing. So because of the data, we need somebody, which the human interference can't do. So we are taking help of an artificial intelligence. So by 2025, there will be over 80 billion connected devices. So that all needs to be managed by an artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence should be fed on the data so that it will learn and it will act, right? So how organizations benefit? Because through the past, or whatever the data is being generated, using that data, the companies will be analyzing, and it will know, okay, this has happened. So we need to perform this, or we need to do this. Okay, so that step will be making them improve the quality of the product and the quantity where it is required, and all those analysis will be done through the data. So this is the V's of the data, very important V's: volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. So The volume of the data, as I told you, it is growing exponentially, and the velocity at what amount it is being generated, that is also increasing. So these also we need to keep in mind that whenever we deal with the big data, variety, what kinds of data, and veracity is the most important thing. That is, whatever the data is being generated, no matter whatever the velocity is, it is being generated. Veracity deals with what is the quality of the data which we can use. So if there is 100 GB of data and we can't use the single GB, then that is useless data, right? And if we can use only 1 GB of quality data, that is 99 GB or 99% of unquality data which we can't use. So that is of no use. So we need to be able to generate a data that can be used, right? So we have many types of analytics which you will be learning further, like descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive. Descriptive is like describing the past. Predictive is like predicting the future using these descriptive analytics. And prescriptive is like how to advise on possible, why it exactly happened. A thing you will be predicting, but your prediction is only to some extent. But after that, if something happened, why exactly it happened? We have so many outcomes. Why exactly this outcome has been resulted? Because everything is based on causality, right? So there will be some cause for a particular action to take place, right? So we will be dwelling on that using some prescriptive analytics. So already artificial intelligence is being used by many companies, and there is a case study with Uber. So have you thought 6 years back or 7 years back that we can book a cab, okay, by our mobile phones, and it will be coming to our doorstep to pick up and wherever to drop, and with a minimal amount of rupees. We used to go by autos or some other means of transport, but it is always costly by using a taxi before. But right now, it is very cheaper than before, whatever we used to pay for autos and everything, right? So all these implementation and it is service, okay, whatever the cab services were brought by Uber, that made very simplified, okay, that is done simplified in a simplified way, and it is like everybody is now able to use those cab services. Not only rich people, everybody, all the middle class, and it is not it is very affordable to the people, right? So that is being done because of the AI implementation or the use of machines by Uber. So I told you how powerful is IBM Watson. In an American quiz show, it competed with the most talented persons or the most higher IQ persons, and it beat all the 2 persons, and it got into the highest score, and it won 1 million prize. An artificial intelligence. That is in 2011. Right now, the artificial intelligence is much more powerful. So why exactly we are doing these type of sessions or bringing these kind of educational programs, and why IBM is involved in? Why? Because do you want to learn from a pioneer, or do you want to learn from a person who will be teaching? Let me say an example. Okay, Thomas Alva Edison has invented bulb. Okay, do you want to learn from him how to implement a bulb, or do you want to learn from a person who wrote how to invent a bulb? So the person who has implemented practically, you need to learn from him, right? So you wanted to learn from him. So who already has grown into success. So why I'm saying this? Because theoretically we are learning it from many, but who implemented it practically by overcoming all the hurdles and whatever the challenges they face, and implement something and they become successful, you need to learn from them, right? So as a technology giant, and it is being some century, so IBM has thought that if we give the practical knowledge and the software exposure, okay, enterprise level software exposure, that will be easy for a student to gain the theoretical knowledge and the practical knowledge both, and it will be easy for him to go for an interview and get a higher package. And it will also be easier for an employer to hire a person who already have exposure onto the software, right? So if I am a company and I'm using IBM tools, okay, IBM software for by buying from IBM, as I told you, many of the companies are customers of IBM, and I need to spend extra amount of money on training my employees or some kind of thing. Why would I do that if I'm getting it from the directly from a IBM certified candidate, if I'm getting directly from a college? Why would I why would I incur extra costs on training, right? So employers burden or employer training costs are also reduced because IBM is collaborating with universities like SWV University, launching this specialization like BTech in CSC, in cloud and mobile application development, specialization with AI, specialization in blockchain. So that if I am a blockchain company and if I want a skillful person, how I'll do that? I'll be interviewing and everything. But if a candidate is having an IBM certification on blockchain, that gives me, more assurance that the candidate is a very skillful person into blockchain. So I will be trusting IBM, and I'm already using IBM software. So it will be easy for me to onboard the candidate and get the work done. From the day one itself, I will be start using the candidate for my whatever the work is there and whatever the tasks are being developed and in my company, right? So that is what the idea is. So it makes the employer side and the student or the job seeker side both simplified. Like both can benefit from this collaboration, right? So the main thing is everybody do the BTech CSC, but if you do a specialization and that too you have the certification, which are industry level certification. So normally right now people are getting these certifications after completing their UG or masters or PhDs. They are doing the certifications again. They're spending lakhs of rupees and they're doing certifications and they're going into the market. So if your undergraduation only, if you do the certifications and if you have an expert knowledge into the pinpoint stream, that will help you to grow your career much more higher level. So right now IBM has launched these specializations in collaboration with SWV University. So this will help the students to gain all the knowledge which they want in the UG level and gain the certificates which are worldwide accepted and badges which are worldwide recognized. So these are some sample curriculum. Okay, IBM faculty will be teaching all the practical things into these industry, whatever the new programs into artificial intelligence and blockchain, these programs will be taught by IBM, and the traditional CSC syllabus, data structures or algorithms and Java programming and database languages, all these will be taught by SWV faculty. So the normal curriculum or the traditional curriculum will be dealt by SWV, and all the futuristic technologies will be dealt by IBM faculty. So into big data analytics and all. So what exactly you will be getting? You will be getting a degree, a BTech in CSC from SWV, and a co-branded certificate, like you in what specialization you have done the degree. That will be from IBM and SWV joint certificate, okay, and IBM training in every semester, and as I told you, the worldwide certification exams. So that also you will be getting from IBM. So right now the employers are, they are paying lakhs of rupees for the fresher who have this skill set. And also IBM, how the program structure will be. As I told you, regular university curriculum from SBB, and topics conducted by IBM trainer in every semester. So both, it is a blended learning, and you will have IBM setup lab, and you will have the exposure into enterprise level software. So these are the this is how your profile looks like, and these are the trainers who will be training you, and you will be having an LMS access, okay, learning management system, and you can access a lot many other uh, courses also if you want to learn. Not only like see, I'm into if I have taken a specialization into AI and data science, I can learn blockchain also. So from going to that LMS access, and that is a self-paced learning, and you will have different trainers from all over the world. And when you do a course, or when you give an exam, you will get these Explorer Award and Mastery Award. These are the certification, professional certification, which I told you before. So this is how your profile looks like once you complete all these course and certification. This is how it looks like. So if an employer wants to verify, he can verify with the code, and he can just put that code into this login, and or he can scan a QR code which will be present on your certificate, and he can verify you what level you have done. Is it a fake or an original? He can check it. So always IBM Career Education is a blended learning approach. Okay, so it will be like a practical approach. Whatever you will be learning theoretically or academically, that will be done by practically. You will be learning on the industry level software. So that's it from my side. So this is what IBM does, and this initiative will be helping all the candidates to gain the knowledge. So now one of our IBM experts, Mr. Ishan Vaid, will be explaining you or taking you through one of the enterprise level software, and giving you the practical knowledge. Thank you, students. Over to you, Ishan. And students, one more announcement. At the end of this session, Mr. Ishan will be taking you through a quiz. Okay, so be alert on the session and grasp the knowledge, whatever he will be giving. So answer the questions and get certificate, win certificate from IBM. Okay, thank you. Stop sharing. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Rob.
Go, Ishan.
Okay, can you confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, thanks. So, hi everyone, good afternoon. So, I'll be taking to the journey about like how the AI work, and I'll be explaining regarding how artificial intelligence is there in our day-to-day life. Along with that, I will be explaining some examples like how artificial intelligence and we been working with an IBM Watson are helping us in our regular day-to-day life. So in between that, I will be also demonstrating to you two videos so that you can understand the concept of how the world is actually changing with the usage of your deep learning, and it is also working with the natural language processing and along with the AI. So that I'll be covering in this particular slides, and will explain you through the video also so that you can understand how we are changing and what is required in the future so that actually we can prepare ourselves accordingly. So you may have heard about the specific term AI, like now in these days is very much popular in different fields. We came to know like everywhere the jobs we heard about this thing. The jobs are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. The machine will take over the humans, and a lot of movies are also there which have been there, which is talking about how machines will take over the humans. So if I go in the precisely of the back end of this, like how they are thinking and how they are making a movies, like how a machine will communicate and how machine will take over the humans. If you see behind that, there is a like in reality, we cannot say that the machine will be taking over the humans, because as we are developing an artificial intelligence, it is also increasing the employability in the market. It is also giving more scopes of job. New job roles are also getting published in the market. So we cannot say that artificial intelligence will replace, but it is like it is making the employee as a users as a skillful person. We have to get upgrade from the skills that we are having. We have to upgrade ourselves. If earlier we were just doing a web development, just a website was there. Now that website is coming across, coming with the artificial intelligence, which means upgrading the existing skills with the new skills. That is what the world is changing towards, the artificial intelligence. So it is not just taking a jobs; it is making a skillful person now. So if we talk about the artificial intelligence and what does this artificial intelligence means, like we have a machine who have a human like intelligence. A machine will possess a human like intelligence. So if I show you that, like these are some human intelligence which actually we possess. I'm explaining you in a really easy way, like if you have not heard about artificial intelligence. So how this can be, we can understand this thing, and taking with the help of a human intelligence, like we know that how a human intelligence work. Okay, now in that only, when we talk about this, in case of this human intelligence, you know that there is a planning we do. Our regular day-to-day life, we are doing some planning, we are learning a new task, we are solving a problem, we are manipulation, reasoning skills. These are some intelligence skills that actually we do in our day-to-day life. This is how actually we work. We have to solve some problem, we have to get the things done with the respect to some task. We have to be creative in solving the problem. This is the way how actually we perform in this order. So talking about this, the same order, like how we are working, and the same way we want a machine to possess the things. We want a machine to deal with the same intelligence how humans used to do. We want a machine to patterns. The one of the thing that we are actually doing with the help of a machine, that is a facial recognition, which means how we unlock the device, and the device actually see to our face, it check it is actually using, and how it get the patterns out of an image. Within a fraction of second, your camera detect that that is all you, and it has to unlock. This is one of the example of an AI that actually we are using in our regular life. Second thing, we have heard about the smart speakers. We know that right now we are getting we are getting more in touch with the technology. We heard about smartwatch, we heard about smart speaker, we have heard about smart AC, smart refrigerator, and a lot of things which are smart. So over there, what does the things are there that make the device smart? Here, one of an example which actually which is being displayed over your screen, that is related to the smart speakers, which mean a normal speaker. We do have a layer where we used to listen the music. After that, we upgrade to Bluetooth speaker, which mean a Bluetooth device is there, which is actually communicating the sound signals, and then we hear music. Then there comes the smart speaker, which actually not just made us to hear the music, it also helped all our house appliances. If I say them to shut down the power supply, or cut down or turn off the light, turn on the AC, all such things, they will be actually listening to us, and then they are reacting to that particular command, which mean how they are able to understand a natural language. Because if you have ever heard about the machines are only understanding binary language, a machine language. Machine cannot understand a human level language, like how we are communicating. This is our language, how we communicate. But how a machine is now able to understand you, that is a part where we have in technical terms, we called it as a NLP, that is a natural language processing. That is what we call to that. With the help of a natural language processing, we understand the natural language. Like if it is written live with an artificial intelligence, this text will get understand by the machine. That is what we try to achieve in the NLP part. Then there comes another usage of this. There is a recommendation systems that we actually go through. It is not just in the Amazon, we are getting a recommended product according to the taste of us or according to the uh, product category. It is also in the YouTube videos also. If you go through the YouTube, if you played any video for 1 or 2 times of any related topic, you will get to see a multiple more videos related to the same domain, same knowledge they are having, that you will get to see. So that is what a recommendation system, which means these skills are being provided to you. Like we humans used to possess these skills, like how we can recommend some product to someone, because your hairs are these, please use this shampoo. That is what humans used to do. Now the same thing is being done by a machine on these platforms. That is the recommendation based products we are getting. Then there comes the live filters towards the image. You have seen this thing like earlier, if we have to take a picture, we have to go with the camera, then only we do. Then there will be a photo editor who will be actually editing all the things in the image, then we will be getting. But now in these days, we have to just turn our camera. We have a different effects in our smartphones, or if we have a virtual reality features are there, in which the camera will have features like you will your eyes will get bigger, your cheeks will have a different structure. We have these types of filter. So if you try to understand all such things, these all things which I just discussed with you, that is AI only. How these things are possible? These things are only possible because we are actually using artificial intelligence in our day-to-day life. That is how we are unlocking a device. That is how we are getting recommended products from the e-commerce website or any platform. We are getting recommendations. How we are actually applying different filters to our images, and then how we're controlling the appliances. If I cut down all these things from our regular life, then you can understand this thing like how we will be, how our life will be if I cut down these things. Okay, so this is like how we all are actually connected with our daily life. How actually we are connected with an AI in our day-to-day life. It is not just this few things which the four things which I have discussed with you. It is not this like AI is connected. AI is connected to many different fields. We are using smartphones that to have an AI. We are using different products. The companies are actually using artificial intelligence or machine learning in the backend to create that particular product. How they are creating a product, how they are advancing the features of a specific product, they are using an artificial intelligence in the backend of this. But when I talk about using an artificial intelligence, so in artificial intelligence, there comes a bunch amount of technology that actually make this thing happen. It is not just an artificial intelligence that if I say AI, that is not one thing. AI comes with the combination of many things. Like AI will have a machine learning in that. A machine learning part, which actually let a machine to work with our data, which means when the machine go through the data and detect some pattern in that, that is a part of a machine learning where we also apply a deep learning with this. I will be coming to a deep learning. I will be explaining you the deep learning with the video so that actually you can understand it more better. Then in AI, we also have a natural language processing. The natural language processing means like how we are going to understand the natural language, how machine will be able to understand the natural language. These things are being processed by the NLP part, how we will understand, then how we will be generating a natural language also. You have heard that when you talk to your Google, you ask to your Google to open an app, it will open that app. Along with that, it will also speak in some time. Like if you ask them, what's the temperature today or what's the weather outside, like such this all such thing, it will be replying you back, which means how a machine is actually generating a natural language. What was in the behind of this? Like it helped the machine to generate a natural language. Along with that, we have a expert system, we have a speech recognition, we have a lot of things which actually help us to make a AI product. If we say we have a product that is an AI based product, how that product will be an artificial intelligence. There will be multiple of things that is actually running in the backend, which leads to a product to be an AI-based product. If I talk about your smartwatch, that is also using a machine learning, that is also using your different expert system rules in that, which help that machine to act as a smartwatch. There also electronics gadgets are also there, but that is a part of your AI based journey, how that becomes. There also talk about IoT in between that, the hardware part get included with that. So some examples where these AI can be used and how it can work. It can be used in the chatbots. So the chatbots, automated reply system we can create where a person as a human being, I'm communicating through a machine, but that machine is actually acting as a human being. It is addressing my query by understanding what I am trying to explain. Accordingly, it will be giving me a reply. That is what a chatbot is. Then we have self-driving cars, and then we have a self-driving car. How a car can self-drive, because that is a human skills. We actually, humans are there who actually drive a car, but that skills are being given to a here car, to a machine. How machine will be driving a car, when needs to apply a brake, when need to accelerate, when needs to take a turn. There is a machine learning, there is an artificial intelligence behind this. Then in AI in doctors, AI in health science, if I say, like health science is also in using a lot of AI nowadays. It is actually helping to go for a research part also and to take care of the patients also. In the research part, actually, you have heard about as we get hit by the COVID, we get a coronavirus, got hit with that. We were not having a vaccine for that. We don't know what will be the drugs that can be used. So in that, Ibm Watson was being used in this so that we can reduce the time of research. Like if I have a drugs, which drugs will be used and what will be the drug structure will be there, how many other things are need to be included in that. There was a AI machine was used for this also. One of Watson was also being used in this so that we can reduce the research part in a drugs that can be used for the coronavirus. That is actually how the AI is also helping. So the time which was taken near about 10-20 years get reduced into 1 or 2 years only to get a research completed for what can be the cure of this particular disease. So this is also helping us to predict the future. We can actually predict the future with the help of AI, like what can be the next thing can be taken place. We can predict the stock prices, what can be the stock price in the upcoming days. According to the research part, we will be going through the numbers, what it was in the past, what it will be in the future, or what circumstances can actually reduce the stock price. That also what we can do in this. Then speech recognition, AI music composition. AI is in every field now. If you think about your career in any field, if you are having any uh, I can say in area of interest, every field do have an artificial intelligence now. Artificial intelligence is not about just a BTech student or a technical student will have this. It is for everyone now, because in every field the AI is being included now. Okay, so now I will just take you over to one of a video, like how AI works and how the deep learning will work in this, so that actually you can understand with the help of some visual and you can actually get this thing very much clear. Okay, just can you confirm me, like the video audio is audible to you?
Watson is an
The video audio is audible?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Yeah. Okay. So in this video, you will get to know like how IBM Watson is there, which can help you to work with an AI, and it will also explain you the deep learning, like how the deep learning is actually being used and what does it mean. That you will get a more clear idea with some visual access. So please check, go through this and let us check this thing out. I have also enabled the subtitles so that you can actually read the subtitles also along with this.
artificial intelligence system. Artificial intelligence is what gives machines the power to learn, adapt to new inputs, and make better decisions. Machine learning, a subset of AI, uses computer algorithms to analyze data and make intelligent decisions based on what it's learned. It's how streaming sites recommend new music by comparing what one listener likes to others with similar tastes. Watson uses a sophisticated machine learning technique called deep learning. Deep learning layers algorithms to create an artificial neural network. It can continuously learn on the job, determining whether decisions were correct, constantly improving the quality and accuracy of results. This is what enables it to learn from unstructured data, such as photos, videos, and audio files. Meaning Watson can tell an insurance company exactly how a car has been damaged in a crash by discerning the make and model before comparing images of an undamaged car to the damaged one, even getting as detailed as a broken exhaust. Deep learning is also what enables Watson's natural language understanding capabilities, allowing it to learn by deconstructing sentences, then analyzing and identifying the concepts and relations of those sentences. Once it understands how everything fits together, it can work out the context and intent of what's being conveyed. But your AI also needs to understand the specific language and terminology of your industry. With traditional AI models, this would require lots of additional data and computing power, taking weeks or months. With Watson, however, it can be done quickly and simply, thanks to a technique called transfer learning.
Okay, so in this thing, you have checked like how we are actually getting digitalized and we are making our machine more advanced. So that if any fraud can be done, we can actually detect with the help of a machine, can detect is that the particular car, how it can get damaged, or what was the before picture before getting a damage, and what is the new picture that we have with the comparison in between all systems. So here you can see how actually the machine is using capability which a human used to possess, which actually human used to see. We humans actually possess these things, but how a machine is doing all such things, that you have seen in this. And this video, I will be also sharing a link of this video at the end of the session, so that actually if you again want to go through this and again you want to recheck the things in this, you can actually check this thing out and you can understand. So now the scenario is like this is like how the Watson was introduced, and here how the Watson actually is being used nowadays. Now the second scenario, like how this IBM Watson is actually collaborating with the organizations, and how actually it is giving you the real outcome. So the IBM Watson is actually AI-based cognitive computer which get through the data and then it analyzes a lot of things in this. It is also being used for working with the chatbots, where actually we develop a chatbot and then we make an automatic response through this machine, which means if I have to send a request for getting some inquiry, so in that case, I will be simply texting a machine and machine will be giving me the response about that inquiry. Like if I ask how to start a laptop, or how to check the RAM of a laptop. If I'm having this query, then that query can be easily addressed by a machine. This are the steps to check your RAM of a machine or anything it can be related to. So how a machine can actually work in these things. Okay, so that is like one service of IBM Watson is there, which is a Watson assistant. As we do have a list time, so I will just show you one of a video of a company which actually is using as the product IBM Watson assistant into their organization for the betterment of the users. Okay, so just a minute. Check this thing out and you will see like how the companies are actually using. So this company is automobile company. You may have heard about the company name Mercedes. Okay, so how a Mercedes is actually using IBM Watson in their own product to enhance the customer experience. So let us just check this thing out.
At Daimler, we are really driven by the customer experience. But it's not only by producing cars, it's really by offering them something which goes beyond. One of the biggest pain points of ownership was simply that it was hard to get to know really their cars. Previously, car owners had to use a physical manual inside the car to understand and use the cars. Now, they have their own intelligent virtual assistant that helps drivers get immediate responses to questions about their cars.
We built the Ask Mercedes app, which has two great features. For example, you can use the app itself to search through the car manual. You don't have to type in specific keywords or Daimler terms, and the chatbot is answering you this. The second great feature is the AR experience. So you just point and shoot at different buttons, and the app itself, again linked to the chatbot, is explaining to you the different buttons.
Watson Assistant has really sped our journey to AI by making the delivery of the next generation of user experience.
You don't need to have many coders or programmers to realize an IT project. It's a content project. It's possible to just create your content artifacts, shoot them to the Watson, and in the end it works. And that's perfect.
First, we started with the app, but now we are working by utilizing our platform, where more than 20 use cases are already benefiting from that platform.
The whole business unit can concentrate on the real and important thing, building great content.
IBM is a very, very strategic partner for us. We are working since many years together with them on a very successful basis, and they helped us in terms of gaining trust to elaborate how we can utilize now the Watson technology.
We speed up the whole organization. We scale the AI technology through the organization. We are not just a simple small project. We're a Kickstarter for this chatbot technology inside the Daimler company, and that is amazing.
It's important that we are able to scale, to speed up, but at the end, what is really for us the most important topic is to provide truly outstanding customer experiences.
Okay, so in this, I was actually just explaining you as one of a product of IBM is a Watson assistant, which actually is being used to create a virtual assistant. So that how it integrated with a company called Mercedes, and they have created an assistant so that if a user want to know where the drive, what are the features of a driving seat they have, what other things they want to explore about the car, they can actually go through a chatbot. They don't have to actually read a complete manual. They can ask and get the specific detail in their hand at the same moment. They don't have to explore a lot of documentation, or they don't have to go for a specific video to get through those queries. So that can be easily addressed. And in that, the Mercedes had actually collaborated with an IBM to get a solution for their users, so that users are more, they get more experience with the use of technology, and how they are not going with the more documentation, with the less use of an application or any document. They're actually getting their things resolved, whatever the things they are having. So that was one of the things that I explained you related to, like how the IBM technology, that is an IBM Watson, is actually being using in the industry for the real product. Okay, so over here I will just club all the things like we have just covered in the past 20 minutes. That is ready to like how we are actually using AI in our day-to-day life. Slowly, we are getting too much attract to the artificial intelligence. It is not just a change we have taken that has taken place within 1 or 2 years. The changes have been taken place from the last 10 to 20 years. Slowly, we were coming across with the technology, and the technology was related to the machine learning. The technology was related to the deep learning, working with the natural language processing. And now we are actually moving towards the technology, and we are getting more digitalized. So this digitalization is not possible without artificial intelligence. So if you select any field, I'm not saying if you are just a member of a IT company only, then you have to go with an artificial intelligence. This artificial intelligence will see you in every field. If you think like this is quite difficult thing, I cannot do this thing. If you go for a law, if you go for a food industry, if you go for automobile, if you go for any industry or medical science, anywhere, you have to face our artificial intelligence over there. So we don't have to run away from this technology. We don't have to run away that it is AI, it will take our job. It is not like that. If we will understand this thing, then we will be able to work with these skills, because are not going to leave AI in our day-to-day life. So we have to work with them in our day-to-day life. So that's what I will keep as a signing note. Like we have to work with an artificial intelligence. So make sure you don't leave AI in your course curriculum everywhere. Anytime when you have to go with the courses or anywhere, you have to think every different fields actually using AI, and every product they are using the AI technology, or they are working with the machine learning in the backend, so that you can get a more fine products, and they will provide you more user experience in that case. So they are actually using AI in every field, but sometimes we are not aware about such things. Okay, so with that, I will be just winding up the things like how the AI is actually being connected to us and how we are working. Okay, so if you have any query, you can just let me know. You can raise your queries now. I'm open for your queries. If you have any queries, you can raise related to the AI part or anything. And this, I will be addressing that. You can raise.
Students, you can also write your queries in the Q&A tab.
Yeah, you can use the Q&A tab. I will be addressing over there. Like if you have a query like how the AI will work, and if you have any sort of query related to the artificial intelligence regarding the course, how the course will be there and what you will be learning, anything related to this you are having, you can just ping in the Q&A or in the chat panel. I will be addressing that. No queries? I hope then it is pretty much clear to everyone. So as I mentioned to you, like I will be sharing the link of a video so that actually you can explore this. So I'm just sharing that in the chat with you so that actually you can watch the video, and you can see how the IBM technology, IBM Watson is working, and you can also understand how the things work. So second, that video part which I shown to you, that is also present over here. Okay, so I guess no one is having a query related to the AI part. Ma'am, I guess you are on mute. And,
I think there is no questions.
no question from others. Yeah.
Himani ma'am, you can continue.
We can go ahead with this quiz, I guess.
Okay, is there any quiz? Yes, sir, you can continue with the quiz.
Okay, Rahul. So as I was not discussed the Watson assistant with them, so I guess the basic question I can only ask.
Yeah, basic couple of questions on your
Yeah.
video or this is.
So the question is like the basic one, so that we can know like everyone was in a session or not, they have attended this attentively or not. So the question is like which among I will be giving you 4 options among the 4, which technology we were discussing today. Option number 1 is cybersecurity. Option number 2 is blockchain. Option number 3 is your quantum computing, and option number 4 is artificial intelligence. Which among them we were discussing? So I can see now there is a lot of reply. So which means you were there, but you don't have a query. So Rahul, you can just check these things. They are having a reply in the chat. Okay, good.
Sunidhi have answered first, so we'll consider her.
Okay.
Okay.
So second question to all is like there's a, I guess in the Q&A also there are students are there.
Yeah, I'm seeing both. So.
Okay. The second question to you all is like I show you a video. Which company was using IBM Watson that I played in the video? Company Audi, BMW, Mercedes, or Tata?
Akshit Harsola have answered it first.
Yeah. Okay. So the third question is, this can be any reply from your end. Okay, there is no option for this. Let me know in day-to-day life where actually you are using AI. In day-to-day life, where actually we are using artificial intelligence. Sakshi is mentioned in the chat with the Siri.
Yeah, Amazon, Alexa, Google Assistant, face
Yes,
detection in
good,
phone.
good.
Yeah.
So, okay, so these 3 questions were there from my end. So to check that you were
so
actually or not.
I request Sunidhi and Akshit and Sakshi to just drop your full names and email ID so that we'll issue the certificate in 2 weeks' time. Ishan, can you please note down those because I'm unable to copy.
Okay.
Sunidhi, Sakshi, and Akshit, please reply with your full names and email IDs. Thank you, Rupali ma'am. Thank you, Ishan.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rahul sir. Thank you. I want to thank on behalf of the university to Mr. Rahul Buji and Mr. Ishan Ved sir for giving so much knowledge related to the IBM Association programs and artificial intelligence and the various technologies which are evolving, so that will be beneficial for all the participants. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
everybody. Thank you, students, for your participation and attention.
Thank you, sir.
सर बंद कर दूं?